Stitches bind these patterns together, each fabric layered upon another, creating stories with each design. These designs are a way to start a dialogue about a topic some may find difficult to speak about in other ways.
Some parts of the Jewish community would be reluctant to have a speaker in talking about Israel and Palestine. But because it was a quilt, I got it into places that it might not have otherwise gotten. You know, you can say things that might be hard to say in other ways.
These quilts are a conversation about what is your vision of peace in the Middle East.
So the whole project, I think of a lot, like 300 people who will never meet each other having a conversation that they wouldn't get to have otherwise. And then all the viewers, all the thousands of viewers who have seen it over the years, they get to come in and have a conversation as well.
Elizabeth began the Middle East Peace Quilt Project to find a different way to converse with people about the issue. The project grew from an idea to a cause involving over 300 people worldwide.
I'm trying to get people to think about things in a different way, in a less oppositional way. You know, I think that most people, most Israelis and most Palestinians just want to be able to raise their children in peace, you know, in security, fairly, and, you know, live a good life. And it's not to deny any of the political things that are happening or to gloss over or to pretend the situation isn't difficult. But at the same time, I think there's a way that just person to person, you can do something useful.
Elizabeth says she knows a quilt won't end a war, but it has the ability to inspire others to gain a new perspective and share their stories. These quilts are made of 9 squares, and each square represents a story from the person who designed it.
There's a young woman who, I guess in her early 20s, who was visiting, she was traveling in Europe and in the Middle East with her husband, and they visited Jordan and they went to a Palestinian refugee camp. So they went in the camp and some young men befriended them and brought them home and fed them, and there was an older woman, a grandmother there, and everybody was really friendly, and after a while they decided to say that they were Jewish, and one of the men translated this for the older woman, and she looked directly at Rae, the young woman, and she said, "That's all right, I'm not afraid of you." And Rae was really shocked that this woman, who looked like her grandmother, would be afraid of her, and that changed her thinking.
Elizabeth tells of another story she heard of 2 students arguing about what is the correct way to say morning prayer. Then the rabbi interrupts them.
And the rabbi says, "You're both wrong. When dawn is breaking and you see 2 people coming and there's just enough light to see that one of them is Israeli and the other is Palestinian, and you say, 'Welcome, my friends. I'm so glad you're both here,' then you know that the darkness is over and the day has begun."
That is Elizabeth's vision of peace in the Middle East. She says by sharing our ideas and having those conversations, we can make an impact. At the Commons on Gabriel Island, I'm Rae-Anne the Plant.